Okay, so we have a pressure washer here today. Customer says it won't start, so well, give it a try and see what happens. We'll turn it on. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it runs to me either. One pull and it made this noisy thing. I think what happens is the customers, they don't run these very often, once a year or so, and so they forget to turn it on. So they'll pull and pull and pull with it off and then realize, oops, I meant to turn it on, and they'll turn it on because when I received it in, it was on. And then they've choked it out, or excuse me, they flooded it out so bad that it won't start, so then they bring it to me. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and service this. Okay, so this doesn't have a oil drain tube or anything, so we have to drain it ourselves. It's never fun. What you gotta do is turn it over on its side. And hope for the best. If you can't see it in the screen, I apologize, but I can't adjust the camera. You use 10W30, pretty standard for lawnmower and small engines. Now some people will say, hey, you got to use zinc. You got to have a special oil that has zinc in it. Well, that's just not true anymore. I know a lot of mechanics say that. That was in the olden days. You'd have zinc. Today's blends are far superior than what zinc can do. So if you want to use zinc, by all means use zinc. But it's not that critical. Okay, so it's full. All right, let's take a look at the air filter. Although the air filter isn't horrible looking, I think I will replace it since we are servicing it. Okay, so let's take out the spark plug, and while it's out, we'll go ahead and adjust the valves and see if the spark plug needs replaced. Well, that spark plug's basically new. I'm not going to worry about it. I think it's fine. But we will gap it to make sure it's the right gap. It looks a little big to me. My uncalibrated eye. Okay, so we're going to gap it to 30 thousandths. That's 0.030 to 35 thousandths. And my uncalibrated eye is still uncalibrated because nope, that went in there. Never mind. Yeah, I was right. It was a little big. So we'll tap it down. Give it another try. 30 goes in to 0.035. That's 35 thousandths. And that does not go in. And we'll leave the spark plug out so we can check the valves. Okay, so we're going to take the valve cover off. You might want to put a towel underneath it because it's going to make a mess. We saved the gasket, didn't rip it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the engine until one of these are up. I think this one's already up, and the other one's down. And it's easier to do it with the spark plug out because you won't have any compression. So this one's up, that one's down. The clearance 4 to 7 thousandths. And that goes in, so we'll make an adjustment. Okay, so what I did, there's a locking torque screw there. You loosen that, then you stick your 4 thousandths feeler gauge in between, and then you tighten the nut. There it is. And then we're going to tighten the torque screw. We're going to check it again. That did it. Now we'll bring the top one out, bottom one in. 4 to 7 thousandths. 4 goes in. So does 7. Loosen the torque screw. We'll tighten it up with the nut. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm trying to zoom in. There we go. And then we'll tighten the torque. We'll hold the nut. Okay, 4. 7 doesn't go in. So now we're going to rotate it around. We'll bring the bottom one up. We'll check it again just to make sure it held. It did. Okay, so now we'll put the cover back on. We'll put the spark plug back in. Now when you put a spark plug in, do it by hand or with just the socket. Don't use the ratchet right away, because if it's not going in with your fingers, then it's cross-threaded or you got the wrong spark plug. And if you cross-thread it, you got a steel spark plug against aluminum head, you're going to end up having to replace it, the head. It's not a cheap repair. Okay, let's start it. We've got it turned on. Okay, so that's all there is to servicing a small engine like that. It's pretty simple. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you to a video where I was working on something. So if this video helps you work on your equipment under the shade tree. Thanks for watching.